Okay.
My name's Ross Deloy Jellick. I'm 50. I live in the Hikurangi area. My family's been here since 1938. In the Maori area, which is just over the hill here. We actually got a road named after us, Jellick Road. And yeah, so I've got quite a history with Hikurangi. We're Dalmatian and Maori cross. I know it pretty well. My great-granddad came from Dalmatia in the 1870s. And most of the Dalmatians came from one island, which was our island, which is Hava. It's a beautiful little island. My nephew and nieces have been there and met with our relations over there. But we've got a place there we can go and stay in after all these years. Hava end of the island is a real touristy end, and the end of the island that we come from is pretty quiet, Sukaraj, but it's only 7 kilometres from one end to the other. Napu is my tribe. You know, I know my roots and that, but I'm not. My Turanga Waiwai would be Hikurangi. Well, that's where my great-grandmother was from, her family's from up there. Hohaias, Winneka Hohaia, her name was. Okay. And my great-granddad came over from Dalmatia and met her, and they married and had a block of land up there. And yeah, we go back there, we were allowed to go back there, and we had a big picnic up there a couple of years ago with what was remaining of my great uncles and that, you know. Yeah, so we still have a connection with the land up there. I did say to my mum one day that I was beating the old man's hubcap on his holding out. I said, oh, I'm going to be a panel beater one day. And I was probably about 10 or 11 maybe. And I had people around me in my street. We used to live in this little street. One of them was like he could do things with metal, you know, make pots and tins and stuff like that, real sheet metal work, old time worker. The other neighbour, they restored cars, and I remember vividly seeing a trailer load of junk coming home one day. They towed this trailer load of junk in, and about a year and a half later they drove out in this Model T delivery truck from that trailer load of junk. And the next neighbour down, he was a television technician. He was building a concrete boat, and I didn't understand it. I didn't understand ballast. I thought, man, that thing's going to sink, it's concrete. They're going to float. But he spent years tinkering on this boat. He had the sprinklers going every summer, and they went around the wilderness. Him and his family went around the wilderness thing. So I had pretty inspirational people around me when I was a young fella, you know. Always had artistic and creative friends. Yeah, anything to do with cars, and started collecting old bicycles. Love bicycles and tricycles. Anything that's old and interesting and got a story, you know. I bought that in a little shop in Whangarei, Belmax it was called. It was like a best second-hand shop to go to in Whangarei, and it had old bikes and that, and I bought that for my girlfriend at the time. We had no car, and she used to ride downtown from Manu, and she'd have the baby on the back there. Josh, his name was. He'd be on the back there, and I was on another bike with a sidecar that I built. Had a sidecar on there, and had the pushchair on there. We'd ride down to town and get our groceries. I used to cycle all around the north, cycle to Kaio and Rawene, all around the place back when I was a young fella. I got 3 sons and a daughter. I had 5 and I lost one in an accident. My first son, I was telling you about there, he died in a car crash. One lives just out in Towai, which is on the way up north, and my 18-year-old son lives here with me, and my daughter lives with my ex-wife. So they're all around Whangarei. No, this used to be the garage in Hikurangi, BP Garage. Had pumps and that out there for a long time, and it was a stables. It was like 100 years old or something, I think the building is. But it was an old stables and blacksmith shop. And yeah, I moved in about 2 years ago, just renting it. My brother's a car painter. We've got lots of cars. We've got 15 or something cars, American type cars in our family. We could have a car show of our own if they were all going. But this car was out in the rain for 10 years. That's why I cut the roof off. It was all rotten and the floors were all rotten. It's a 38 Plymouth. I've got a V8 in there and everything, Holden front end in it. But I've been making it into a two-door. Welded the back doors up and made the front doors longer. Just a bit of money, really. Maybe that I didn't get an apprenticeship or something like that when I was young, you know. You know, I'm 50 years old. I don't really have a resume to speak of. Getting a job now is a pretty scary thing for me. Been on a benefit for a long time. It's with the Wānanga and Whangarei, the North Tech. It's a free course that we do. Probably about 2/3 of the way through now. 36 weeks or something, and it's just learning about marketing and how to set up a business and all the things you got to do, you know. It's been quite a challenge, but I've met some new people and learned a few things, you know. Family's number one, children. Wider family, you know, my nephews and nieces. We just had my brother's 60th birthday the other day. Pretty shocking when your brother's 60, man, because you realise you're getting bloody old. Haven't had any blood tests or anything, so I don't really know what's going on inside, but we have heart problems in our family. But I think we're a bit fitter than the old man, you know. He had lard on his bread back in those days, you know, in the 30s and that. You had no butter, you ate lard on your bread. Everything you did was in excess, you know, smoking and... You know, he died a few years back, but he had trouble with his heart. He had a heart attack at 45. So, yeah, you know, did illegal things. Just to get by, you know. Not bad things. I've grown weed. Well, it was a necessity in Northland. There was no jobs. You know, in the 80s there was just no jobs. There's one or two, you know, there might be half a dozen places that can pay you a decent wage. Looking forward to Christmas, yeah. I spend that with my children, my ex. Yeah, we still get along, be able to talk together and hang out together for a day. I'm proud of the way my kids have turned out, considering the things that, you know, we did as a family. And I'm proud of my nephews and nieces. You know, you sort of think, being on the wrong side of the track, that they would be on the wrong side of the track, but they're really good kids and really thoughtful and caring family. I'm proud of being able to turn my, you know, things, something that looks, that thing there, that Austin there would look pretty plain if it was just a standard Austin, you know. I like changing things around and, yeah. I often think about that. I'd like to be remembered as an honest person, caring person, but sometimes I can be, you know, a bit overly firm. But I'd like to be known as an honest and caring person. You know, I love my family and people, my friends and family, you know. Yeah, mainly that, yeah. It's what you learn after you know it all that counts.